What's up, brother? Morning. Morning, Mater. What is up, everybody? Good morning. Happy Mother's Day to all you mothers first. That's the first thing we need to make sure we get out there because y'all are just so important. So anyways, guys, it is freezing cold this morning. You wouldn't think it with the sunshine. We had frost advisory last night. I had to put some plastic on some of the plants. I actually slept in, which was nice. But anyways, we got to get these animals fed, and then we're going to get this plastic off and check on the garden and see how everything did. Garden's been a struggle here right now, and we'll talk about that here in a minute. But let's go get everybody fed real quick. Otherwise, they're going to get loud. So let's take care of that, and then we'll talk about the garden here in just a few minutes. So let's get it done. So my wife only wanted one thing for Mother's Day, and that was a hydrangea. That's her favorite plant. So I planted her one right here, right in front of the fairy garden. There was a little bit of debate about that. My daughter wasn't sure if she wanted in front of her fairy garden, but we reminded her fairies like flowers too. So I think we had a good compromise. So let's get this puppy uncovered and let's hope everything's okay with it. Well, from the looks of it, it looks okay. So my wife absolutely loves these plants. Every time we have moved anywhere, she has wanted me to make sure I get that. Let's go over there and get Mater fed before he gets real upset. What's up, brother? Morning. Morning, Mater. Oh, look at them teeth. Always smiling for the ladies. You the ladies that smile? So guys, Mater's getting settled in for sure. In case you haven't seen it, he is actually our first intact boar that we've gotten. Come on, brother. Want some food, brother? So he's our first intact boar we've ever had. You know, our last two coonies that you saw the video on, those were some of the first ones that we've ever gotten. And now we're actually going to do an attempt at breeding. This one right here is Mater. He's been with us now a couple days. The first few days, you know, he really didn't come to us at all, but he's definitely getting in the groove now. I can tell you, you know, when he sees us now, man, he shoots out of that house. He's all about seeing us, and this dude loves some belly scratching though. But I've already noticed though, with him being an intact boar, he definitely has a little bit more like get up and go to him. As you could see him climbing up on the fence and stuff like that. He hasn't tried to push on the fence at all. It's really just at feeding time. He's pretty excited. So I don't think we're gonna have any issues. He still is super docile. My daughter absolutely loves him already, but he's a good dude, so we're glad to have him. Ain't that right, mate? You tell everybody good morning? Huh? You tell him good morning? He ain't got time for nobody. He just wants to get some food in his belly. So we're gonna go over here, check on these meat birds. I had to put my redneck shelter up on them again since temperatures dropped so low. So let's give them a check and make sure that they're good to go. There it is, peeps. That right there is old redneck town. That's how we roll. Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do sometimes to make sure the animals live and that they stay warm and comfortable. So let's take a peek in here, see how everybody's holding up this morning. Y'all huddled up, nice and warm. Everybody looks good. All right, sweet. No casualties. They knocked our water over. They are starting, I do have a few of them starting to peck at the nipple water now that they've gotten a little taller. So I'm really hoping I can transition this regular water out of here. But I'll leave this other water in here maybe about another week. We'll go ahead and pull tarps off and let's get them moved real quick. So I don't know if y'all got to see it on video, but it was pretty cool. This was actually the first time that I moved them that literally as the tractor was moving, they all just walked right on along like they knew exactly what to do. So we got them moved on fresh grass. I hear the piglets already starting to do their little thing. So I just need to slide this feeder and water in there. We're gonna get down there, get them taken care of. So guys, I really can't thank y'all enough You all, and especially Jason over there at Cog Hill. You know, it was mind-blowing yesterday to see, you know, a great dude like him just literally just telling people about what we were doing over here and the impact it had in less than 24 hours. The amount of people commenting, interacting, checking us out. I mean, it was an awesome day. So, you know, we appreciate y'all. Some people have already given me some awesome feedback that'll help me out with some of the stuff that I've been doing, and I've been able to kind of talk with them about some stuff. So it's really cool. So we really appreciate that. So thanks, guys. Keep it coming. So one thing I've learned I need to do at some point is, now with all these different animals and different kind of feeds, you know, you used to have one type of chicken feed, one pig feed. Well, now with the different ages and stuff and different animals, I really need to get like lockable feed totes or feed bins that I can have at each one of their housing units. Because right now I only have 2 scoops and I have them all stored in the garage good, but I probably have to make 4 trips back and forth to the garage to get what I need each time, and it just takes up more time. So I need to work on that. So one thing I want to get y'all's advice on, since there's a lot more of you all now, especially with a lot more experience, because like I said, I'm a complete rookie. Well, I guess not completely. I've been doing it for a couple years, but I still, all this stuff I self-taught or I learned from other people's videos. But one thing I found that I've been doing for the chickens, and you can tell me your thoughts, is instead of having a separate bin for like their oyster shell or anything like that, is when I've been feeding them now, is what I've been doing is like I'll do their feed, and then I'll also throw in a little bit of their scratch grain. And then I'll throw in some of the oyster shell with it. Now the ratio, and it's not exact, but probably, you know, at least, you know, 80 to 90% of that's actual feed. And then I'll just throw in a handful or 2 of some scratch every couple days. And then I'll throw in a handful of the oyster shell about every day or 2. You know, so I assume what I'm doing is okay. Big thing is the scratch grain, I only give them every couple days, because I don't want them to put on too much fat with that and eat up a bunch of that, because they definitely prefer it over the actual feed. But I need them to eat the real feed because it's got a lot of the nutrients that they need. So if you have a suggestion or an opinion on that, throw it down in the comments below. I'd really appreciate it. Good morning, Henry. What are you doing, brother? What are you doing, Henry? You scared of the camera? You camera shy? Olivia. Girl, you was out all night last night. I see that makeup. The makeup's a wreck, girl. I told you back there, you're too young to be going out all night. What y'all doing? Y'all say hi? Huh? Come on. Y'all want some food? Come on. So we've quickly learned, though, since having these 2 in here, they're not brother and sister. They're actually from 2 different litters. But Olivia, she got some attitude. It won't be long here while they're eating. She'll start pushing poor old Henry out. And Henry's definitely the more docile or nervous or scared of the 2. We're enjoying these little buggers. They're settling in good. So we were a little worried the first night. You know, I talked about we had this free dog house. And I mean, guys, it's big. You saw it. I was in there. I can climb in there completely. But the first night, there's a pallet that I keep down there at the front. And what it is honestly, instead of opening up the gate and going in and out that way, I found with the pigs, hog panels aren't real high. I put a pallet on each side and I just step over top. It's so much easier. They were just sleeping next to the pallet. Well, we knew how cold it was going to get and rain. And so we were worried that they weren't going to go in their house. Well, finally, when the rain kicked in, they climbed in here, and you can see they burrowed down, they mashed it down, and they've been doing great in it. So all's good. Wife was nervous, I was nervous, but they're sleeping in there fine now, so we're good to go. Olivia, you be nice to Henry today, you hear me? It's Mother's Day. What would your mama think about you being mean to him? Ain't got nothing to say? All right, y'all, fingers crossed. I'm starting to wonder if this new chicken pen might be the Bermuda Triangle of the homestead. I say that because if there's ever a time that my camera's not going to record something, it's always when I'm trying to record them. So either they're plotting on me or there's something weird going on. So let's see if all this actually works out and we actually get them on film, because the last 2 times it ain't worked out. Come on. Good girl. Come on, Q-Tip. Q-Tip, what are you doing? That's old Red. And here comes Fitty. What up, Fitty? Y'all watch out. So they're not as happy right now because I've shown you in previous videos, I usually just put their food in a rubber feed bowl, and they seem to really like that a lot more, but I need to get to the store and get some more because I had to pull their rubber feed bowl, clean it out, and that's what I'm using for water for the piglets right now. So I need to get down to the feed store and pick up about 3 or 4 more. So, but I just had to pull out my old one and use it temporarily. Now, these guys are looking good. They're growing great. Now this guy right here, this barred rock, got a lot of attitude. I've learned that about that one. So must be something about that breed though, because the other barred rock I had before, this is only my second barred rock, same way, by far an alpha. This isn't your food. Oh, Red, get away. That's my adopted baby. All right, all the chickens, all the pigs, checked off and good to go. We're just gonna check on these rabbits real quick. They're probably the easiest of any of them, and then we're gonna shoot over and see how everything held up in the garden last night. Morning, peeps. How's everybody? Good? Y'all stay good and warm? What's up, Vanilla? Here's my daughter's favorite, Chocolate. I think she's gonna be devastated if we do anything with him. Well, if we sell him to anybody, she might just lose her mind. So, looks like all we need is, only one of them needs, just these ones need some food and water, because obviously there's 4 of them eating and drinking. The other ones are good to go. You know, their stuff will usually last them 2-3 days if it's just a rabbit by themselves. So we'll get them squared away and we'll go down and check on the garden. I am still putting food in this ceramic bowl, even though really they're plenty to the size that they don't need it. They could use the regular feeder, but Sweetie Belle's particular feeder on hers is a lot smaller. You can see the size of it compared to like the size of these two. Basically I bought the one, and then when the litter of babies came the first time, which were an unexpected litter because we didn't know one of the rabbits was already pregnant, you know, I just bought what was available. So I ended up with 3 different size feeders, and Sweetie Belle's is just too small for 4 of them to be hunkering around. So I'll still use that ceramic dish until we get those guys separated out, and then we'll just kind of go from there. So that's why that's still in there. All right, so all the animals are taken care of. If I look like I'm walking weird, it's because I got this, I don't know if you can see it, I got this backpack blower on my back. We got nothing but oak trees here on our property, and they have dropped their pollen seeds, or heck, I don't know what they're called, all over the garden. So I'm gonna lightly blow those off the garden once I get these tarps off that we laid down, or plastic, from the chance of the frost. So that's why I'm carrying that. But a couple things people have asked that I was gonna go ahead and answer is what kind of breed of rabbits are those that we have. Best I can tell you is that they're Rex crosses. We bought them from a local feed store, and they knew they were mixed with something, but the only thing that they labeled it was as a Rex, but they said it's actually a Rex cross. Also, if you didn't see on Instagram or Facebook, we did try the Kuni meat for the first time last night, and I'm gonna tell you what, it was amazing. We did pork chops, but they were really small. So what I did was after grilling them, I cut the meat away from the fat, and they were almost like pork medallions, and it was honestly the most tender meat. I might have literally like drooled down my chin when I took the first bite. I think my wife thought that was disgusting, but anyways, even she admitted that it was actually really good. My daughter liked it, so very pleased. You know, for me, that's like quality over quantity. So you see, we ran this plastic like this on certain of the crops. Some of the crops I didn't worry about as much, like the cabbage and lettuce and stuff. It was borderline, but I'm gonna get that removed. We're gonna get all this stuff. You can see all this oak stuff that I'm talking about that has just covered this garden. So I'm gonna get that blown off, then we'll give you a garden update once I get that done. Here's garden update. So this row here was one of the later rows that I planted, along with these rows right here, and these ones really have not done very well. I would venture to guess maybe about I might have got 20% that actually germinated. So this row right here was pretty much a failure. And then I come over to these two that are the same seeds planted at a different time, and we're actually doing fairly well. I've already thinned it out a little bit, but they're starting to come in pretty good. This is a combination of radishes, turnips, mostly radishes, but same exact plant, same exact seed, planted at different times. This actually was planted earlier. Now, my onions are starting to come up pretty well. I don't know how good you can see them, but I have a very good germination rate from the onions. I would say probably about 70 to 80%. Now, whether or not they'll form into good sized onions or not, that's still to be determined, but they're doing really well. Now the lettuce is doing awesome. I don't have any problems with the lettuce. Actually, I'll be coming out here next week to harvest it. But this is all that stuff I was talking about. Some of it I'm gonna come in here by hand and get it pulled out. But all this stuff is just, I mean, it's just smothering some of the plants. So, but then this rocky top mix, guys, this stuff looks awesome right here. This stuff right here looks good. Hey, we'll come in here. We'll be able to trim some of it off. That right there. Some good eating right there. So, rocky top mix, doing fantastic. I actually wish I would have planted a lot more. We'll probably plant some more here very soon. The cabbages, all my cabbages are doing pretty good. I was a little worried at first. About 3 days after they were planted, I'd seen some of the lower leaves had died off, but since then I've had a lot of new growth over top, so I think they're going to be fine. The Brussels sprouts, they're coming in pretty good. They probably doubled in their leaf. They were tiny when I put them in. So Brussels sprouts, as of right now, are holding on, and they're doing well. Big time failure, okra. I planted these okra same time I did the Brussels sprouts, and they're looking sad. Most all of them are either dead or are dying and haven't done much. So the okra is a no-go as of right now for us. Our cucumbers are hit or miss. So when you get to about this half, they're doing good. When you get over into this half up this way, we start to struggle. And I think a lot of our problem is so for the last, I don't know, probably 2 to 3 weeks, it's been nothing but maybe 1 to 2 really hot days, followed by a major drop in temperatures with high winds and lots of rain. And there's just been this roller coaster of that. And this side over here, I think this side over here just gets, it's kind of a low spot, and so the water sits more, but then also these oak trees branch over top, and it shades just this side more part of the day than the rest. So I think it just isn't drying out enough, and therefore these plants are getting too much water, because then when I get back up this way, they're actually doing just fine. Like this guy's up here on this upper half, and he's doing great. No problems at all, and most of them look like this one once you get up high here. So cucumbers, they're about 50-50. Now, these are some little tiny tomato plants that have started up. I'm not sure what they're gonna do. They were looking pretty sad a while back, but they're actually looking a little bit better now that I got them in the ground a little bit more than when they were in the seed trays. I had them in a seed tray and I left them out overnight. We got just a huge amount of rain, and then like I said, a temperature drop, and they were struggling, but they actually look better now that I got them in the ground. Our beans, yeah, I need to move those trellises over here, but our beans are looking great. No complaints about the beans whatsoever. I'm gonna get the hog pen transport trailer taken apart this week and get those panels put in here so these guys can start running over. But the beans are doing awesome. We got some melon plants here, which all the melon plants, they're doing okay. Temperatures dropped a little lower than we would have expected. I'm really early on planting my melons, really probably shouldn't have done so. but we're gonna try to baby them along, and hopefully they'll turn out to do well. Overall, the garden, I would say, is about 70% success right now. I still have a lot that I need to get in seed wise, but where these temperatures have been roller coasting so bad, I've been hesitant. I don't want to waste it, so I figured I better be safe. We'll hit it a little later and we'll go from there. Sorry guys, the sun's still rising. If I'm blinding you, I apologize. So we'll get to that, but look at how much of this stuff I had to blow. Now I still got to do it by hand to get it out, but this is why I needed to blow. Look at this. I mean, this is just ridiculous how much of this stuff there is. So I'm gonna go around the netting by hand and we'll get all that picked up and we should be good to go. So guys, I got it all cleaned up. As you can see, things are a whole lot better. We've got it all cleared out so the plants can start to do what they need to do again. So all in all, this has been a good, successful day. But now we're gonna get on in there, because by the time you're seeing this, it would have been Mother's Day though today. So we got to get inside, spend some time with Mama, show her some love and show her that we appreciate her. Sometimes we take for granted all the stuff that she does, and we really need to take today to give back to her. So we're going to take care of old Mrs. Rocky Creek today. I'm going to call my mama and wish her a happy Mother's Day too. And for all you mothers out there, we appreciate you all. So yeah, just want to give you a little garden update today. Nothing real big. Hope y'all have a good week. Probably on the next video, we're gonna do the big gender reveal of the rabbits. So stay tuned for that, along with some other stuff. But guys, we appreciate y'all. We appreciate all the love you're sending our way. Please keep it coming. If you like what you see, of course, subscribe, but absolutely comment. I'm having a blast interacting with you guys. So hang tight, stick through the quarantine. And guys, keep your head up. We'll see you here real soon. Y'all take care.